Yes, this video here is about the Department of Children and Families, DCF Attorney Summer Saladino, and the corrupt influence she exercised over the psychologist, Dr. Stephen Bloomfield. Why I'm saying that is because of the report he has given. It's just what she wanted. In fact, she's so outrageous and so like to violate individuals' due process. The first time I learned that this opinion had come out, she read it in court and alleged that I'm grandiose, and the judge and all them laughing and they carrying on. So that's the way she is. I should have had it to study it so I could have defended it when she presented to the court. Now, during the trial, the dependency trial, we had asked that they return our child. And so I have here the transcripts, as you will see. The first document, I have page 62, but on page 63 where I've underlined, hear her discourse with the court. At this time, Your Honor, the department asks that since the parents are seeking return of custody today, that you order a psychological of the mother and father before we come back. Now, the judge, as you will see in the readings as you go on, he wants to know, well, why she wants that. Was the probable cause, etc. And she quoted the statute, and she's trying to say that she has law backing up her demand. But also, I've included that statute here for your quick glance. Now, the statute is saying that there must be good cause for this demand, meaning that either we had abused the child, we abused each other, or we had demonstrated mental problems or whatever. Now, they had no evidence up to this point of anything that could construe to being psychological problems. Now, the 204 Florida statutes, 39.407, this is the second document that's online there, and section 14 says, at any time after the filing of a shelter petition or petition for dependency, when the mental or physical condition, including the blood group of a parent, caregiver, legal custodian, or other persons requesting custody of a child is in controversy, the court may order the person to submit to a physical or mental examination by a qualified professional. The order may be made only upon good cause shown and pursuant to notice and procedures as set forth by the Florida Rules of Juvenile Procedure. So without any notice or anything, she was asking the court to send us to have this this psychological. That's the way she is. And so, in keeping with this, she influenced the psychologist and asked him for a derogatory report. And so he complied and gave it. Now, there's nothing what he says of things that we can't verify, but we'll verify some things, and therefore the things that we don't know about, we could conclude, because I'm telling you they're false, you will see that probably they're false. Now, he started off in his psychological on page 3, where he says about educational history. This is where we're going to start tripping him up. He says that Mr. Morris, he won't even call me Dr. Morris, although he saw my doctorates and everything, he still just don't have no respect. Mr. Morris was alert. No, Mr. Morris reported he completed high school and went to the university at Trinidad in 1973. Later, he explained he went to the 10th grade and then received his GED. He mentioned he has several Associate of Arts, Bachelors of Science, and Master's degrees. Now, he didn't even talk about the doctorate, because at that time I had 2 and had 9 degrees. But you see, there's no university at Trinidad except University of the West Indies. So I would have told him the University of the West Indies if that were true. And then I went to the 12th grade. You can't write the GED in the Caribbean at 10th grade. I wrote it when I was in the 12th grade. I had to finish high school, and then they allowed me to write it, and so I went on. So you see, he starts to lie already. Then he goes on in the section here called review of Mr. Morris' documents. Again, we can see where he's lying. The petition by Parker certainly might have a relevancy in terms of the legal stature. Now, it wasn't a petition, it was an appeal. So there again we have him. Then he goes on, Mr. Morris' resume is impressive. What is impressive with this resume? Except that my 9 degrees that I had there. But he goes on to say, he suggests he has over 20 years experience in county and is proficient in 1, 2, 3, Lotus 1, 2, 3. And if you look at this resume here under summary of qualifications, you will see I said has over 20 years experience in business information and computing, but he called it county. Then he goes on to say that he has suggested he has an Associate of Arts in 1979 with a pre-med degree from the Caribbean Union College. And I didn't say that. I'm saying that the Associate of Arts is in pre-med. And an Associate of Arts in counseling. I don't have no Associate of Arts in counseling. I have another one in accounting. From the Caribbean Union College, a Bachelor's of Business Administration and a Bachelor's of Science in 2000 from St. John's College. I didn't say St. John's College, I said St. Thomas College. St. Thomas Christian College in Jacksonville. He goes on to say that he has a Bachelor's of Administration in 201 from Edward Waters College, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. Yes, that was the first class honors degree that I have. He goes on to say, I have a Master's of Arts in Christian Education, St. Thomas Christian College. Now he calls it correct. And Doctorate of Philosophy in '94 in International Relations from the Pacific Western University, and it's from Pacific Western University. And a doctorate in education from the St. Thomas College, Christian College in Jacksonville. So you see, he doesn't know what he's saying. He has the resume right in front of him, and he's writing a whole bunch of mix-up stuff. I am familiar with several of these colleges and universities. Well, you'll read that. And he says that he thinks that I'm faking it, and so he thinks that I'm grandiose and whatever. And then he goes on to his mumbo jumbo. So from writing this resume, looking and comparing what he said, you could see that he just out bent on lying. Now, he sent me over to a therapist to go for long-term counseling because he says I'm grandiose. I'm grandiose. So I went over to her, and she wants me to give her examples of in writing that I have mental problems, I have behavioral problems, and I have faulty thoughts. I said I can't do that. So for 3 days, 3 different days in 3 different weeks, she asked me to present the documents. I said I can't do that. So she terminated me, and then she come and said that I told her the FBI went into my house and put something in my food which is making me sick, and this is why I no longer eat at home. Now, they changed the document. This is not the original one. The original one says that I told her that the FBI infiltrated my house and put poison in my food and put fungus in my bathroom. So they have a history also going in and taking out documents because it sounded real funny, and she was making it like he's already delusional. Go and give him some medication, as opposed to really review it and see whether he really has a problem and give him medication. This one here is more friendly, but the other one that she had written was more bizarre. And we had a copy of the original in our home, and somebody came and took it out, and we got this copy from them at court, from the court records. So this is the case. And so in conclusion, I want to tell you that basically there was no need for this psychological, because there was no reason for it. And the whole purpose is that they want to send me to psychiatry so they could burn up my brain, because I'm too advanced for them. See, I've read too much, have too much. Like in 1999, I was telling them that the enemy is deflating the education, religion, the family, the economy, the politics, sports, and the military. And eventually this could lead to a meltdown or a collapse. So saying that in 1999, it will indeed look like you were crazy. But I was ahead of the game. Bam! In 2008 it almost collapsed. And so I was ahead of the game. But if they were smart and listen to my prescription to solve the problems, we wouldn't have been where we are today. So I hope, but by now they've changed their minds that I'm not crazy, but they who are kind of fictitious and stupid and probably uneducated to not be able to discern what's really coming down.